Someone's lost their new channel.
Really?
Man in the can.
How do you know that?
Looking at a video right now.
Unconsciously, they're happy that this happened because they know he was an
Kitten cat.
evil person, and
Oh.
he is an evil person.
And a very good evening to you, High Country. Good to see you. Hope things are going well. Maybe in the new year we'll be able to catch up with you. I heard Jacinta on Australian radio saying just a few criteria have got to be met and then she'll consider it. So that'll be good. Opening day of the new fishing season. Of course it is. It's spring where you are now. She is, but she's made criteria basically along the lines that there's got to be an acceptable control. Like if say there's a town in say Queensland, well she says the only reason we let Queenslanders in if those people in that town were not allowed. So she wants scrutiny. In other words, before people land in New Zealand, it's like they've been vetted already, which is good. That's how it should be. We'll probably get a bit of a better deal in West Australia because we don't have the virus and we can fly directly to New Zealand. And that'll be done using Air New Zealand, I think. It's been done many times. They have flights between Perth, Auckland, Perth, Queenstown, few places. And I think that's one of the, you'll probably find West Australians like us will be the first to go there. Absolutely. In fact, I would insist that a COVID test for passengers on both sides, on Australia before they leave, they get a clearance, and any New Zealander coming to Australia, same thing. And maybe even before we come back, we get tested. Just makes common sense. Like if I know we're flying out, say Monday from New Zealand back to Australia, well on Saturday or Sunday, we should go down and get a test somewhere in New Zealand. And then they say to us, yep, you're all good to go. That makes sense. Went to Queenstown the other day. Was supposed to be there for 2 days, but cut it short because of the snow. Yeah, late snow. We potentially could have been struck down. Yeah, I imagine because we went to Queenstown in June of a year, and it was just cold and snowy. Good snowfall that year we went. But I did speak to the locals, and the bit they hate most is the thaw. It's really annoying. Yeah, I imagine, look, New Zealanders are doing... Yeah, I just looked at your video, Kitten Cat. Congratulations. Poor old Joni. Joni, don't tell anyone it's me, but let's do a hangout. Hello, my name is Elvina. You can see with my lipstick and wig, I'm not the other person, okay? Yeah, Queenstown's fantastic. Really is. You know, you throw a blanket around Milford Sound and Queenstown, that's probably the most popular area. And we'll certainly go back. We love Queenstown. I mean, New Zealand's not tiny, but, you know, if we're there for 3 or 4 weeks, we'll get to see a fair bit more. Just take our time. cat's doing a dance.
So,
Someone's lost their pants. Kitten cat's doing a dance. Boom, boom, boom. Good morning, this is Kitten Cat for CNBC News.
so Kitten Cat, you obviously know the news. Why did it get taken down?
Well, it's an illegal channel. That's pretty much the easiest thing to say.
Wow, they're loud tonight.
You can hear the celebrations here about the channel going down. Just have a listen. They're just dancing and carry on. You'd ought to sit time been there. We only done half things on the first day, but better leave because see the snowstorm was getting bad. Yeah, where did you stay in Queenstown? Because there's some beaut spots. We stayed in a pretty flash one overlooking the bay. It was pretty cool. Do you remember the name of that place we stayed at? Can't. No, we're not very good at memory.
I'll have to go look at the old videos. Terms of services, okay.
Yeah, TOS, yeah. But it's very clear that everything was against him. And it's not looking good. Don't know how many people will be going to Facebook to watch, but I think there is things in motion for many media outlets regarding the ex-YouTuber, like PayPal.
So how long did Hyde get to stay down there? Where did he go, Queenstown?
Not long. Yeah, he was just saying because the weather turned, which it does up there.
So only a couple of days in Queenstown.
Only half the things he said the first day. 4 seasons, oh yeah.
The hotel we stayed at, all I can remember, it was on a hill. Was it the Seagull?
Could have been, I can't remember.
It was on a hill and you had to walk down the hill to go to the shopping centre.
It's one of those places that has big convention centres and things like that. But the best part about walking around Queenstown, you don't even have to drink, because up and down those bloody hills, you know what I'm talking about, Hi? It's like you're drunk anyway. We went out one night to the pub and it was okay when we got there. And then after we sat there for a couple of hours having a couple of drinks, went outside and then we were skiing down the footpath. Black ice had set in.
Oh man, walking the shop was terrible. I'm eating a chocolate chip muffin, VMAC.
Is VMAC here? Hello, VMAC. Yeah, a lot of them aren't steps though, they're just inclines.
So is Queenstown just got one main shopping area high?
Oh, there was a few shops, we saw them when we were there.
No, and what I'm asking, like one main shopping area.
I imagine Queenstown's not a big city, let's
Well,
be
that's
honest,
why I'm
it's just a
asking.
big town.
That's why I'm asking you.
Okay. Working a little chaotic. Okay. You heard the good news, VMAC? If you haven't, I'll let Kitten Cat tell you again.
Well, I think she has, because she wrote, "This is a happy, happy day."
Oh, happy day. I can't get into the room on the other phone.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
Maybe clean it out and try again.
I'll just use the name of the hangout. And then I will hit the history upload date. And there I am. All good things come to those who wait. Hello, Carolyn.
I don't know. I heard me.
I imagine there's plenty of Walmart bags being used at the moment. The town centre's main shopping area, but there is Frankton, which is a part of Queenstown too. That's a fairly big shopping area.
Okay, well, I'm sure we stayed in a hotel in the town.
Well, let's be honest.
Centre.
We went to, you know, that big pub up on the hill that's got, you got to get a lift up to get there. That one.
Which one?
Remember we went up there and we did that skiing on those boards around the top, and then we had a big feed in the big restaurant overlooking Queenstown. Do you remember that? We had to go up in
Yeah.
we had to go up in the carriage cars. See you, Vimo.
Oh, yeah, that was when we went, that was about an hour out of where we were
No,
staying.
that was straight up the hill in Queenstown.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, if I can do it tomorrow, Hi, is I'll find all our old New Zealand videos and I'll get Seeds to,
You do
I'll
the
put it
editing.
together
Yeah.
and then we'll upload it.
Yeah, I really love New Zealand. It's a beautiful place. And they like pies. Everywhere you go in New Zealand, you get a pie. Go to Europe, you got to be like Dan Brown. It's a mystery. Actually, I should do a video series in New Zealand, Great Pies of the South and North Island.
Can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, look, I'm thinking it'll probably be, if we're realistic, it'll be the end of this summer. Talking maybe April next year, May.
Yeah, I ain't coming in winter.
I'll certainly test that out in Canterbury.
I'm not dragging.
A lot of poms in Canterbury, so I'm sure there's some good old steak, meat and potato pies. There's one on the way to the Lakes Township beforehand. Look, you go driving in country Australia, there's always a baker still, and it's just an experience. Pies all over Australia are slightly different. Some are excellent and some are okay, but pies you will find everywhere. Sheffield pie. Do you want to have a look at another pie? Sounds good to me. So you're going to the bottom lakes? Must be snow still on the top plateaus, I guess. Mind you, you do trek through them. I've seen videos over the years that you trek through the wet snow, which I wouldn't do. You know, it's a funny thing. There was a document released in 1964, I think it was, where the information was given and agreements between the major nuclear powers. Now, what the agreement was is they wouldn't touch the southern hemisphere. Now, the reason why they stated it, it was explained later, is that they needed somewhere to go. And it's not as if we would be immune to the effects of a nuclear war, but at least we'd have a head start on what's happening. So that was a weird agreement between Russia, the USA, Britain, virtually Cold War era, if you know what I mean. But the agreement was don't bomb the southern hemisphere. Cool. Looking forward to your videos, mate. Certainly going to be brisk, let's be honest. You're probably used to it. I'll be mumbling my way up there saying, bloody cold. And the wife will be in the car saying, I'm not going out there.
Yeah, that's why we ain't going in winter. I'm not dragging a suitcase full of winter clothes. I mean, I know I'm going to pack warm stuff anyway, but...
I'm good even in cold weather with shorts
Well,
and good boots, but I need a good jumper.
no. I ain't dragging thermal underwear and...
The volcano's erupting again. You talking on the Big Island? Is that what you're saying, Carolyn? I did watch that 2 weeks ago that it was rumbling. If you're talking about Yellowstone, it's a totally different thing. Big Island is I read an article by a chap in Hawaii, the seismologists saying basically the volcanoes have never quietened down. The reason why Hawaii is shaped the way it is because continental drift let the country move, and then another volcano eruption creates another part of Hawaii. Still cool this time of year on the water. We recently had a cold snap go through a late winter blast in the spring. Yeah, I suppose you're prepared for it, but every now and then you get that. The worst one is snow flurry. It's like ice, not proper snow, and wind. I'm sure you're prepared for that though.
The lights are on.
Oh, in Japan. Well, that's offshore if it's a big volcano. There's Fuji, of course, but that's sort of rumbles every now and then. That might be the planet's reaction to the debacle they suggested was going to be a debate. So just you going up high, or are you taking the mob up with you? ScoMo, yeah, he's sort of not popular. The state premiers have done their own thing, so he's sort of just been twiddling his thumbs and organising the payments for JobKeeper, which means people out of work getting paid still. But other than that, he's sort of very quiet. It's mainly the premiers of each state that hit the news each week, and they've done a pretty good job. He's never been popular, actually. He sort of fell into the job. Yeah, I was thinking it might be a bit risky for the kids. Mind you, add another month and a half and should be good weather. You'll be getting to the very top lakes for sure, if they're open then. Yeah, he's just filling the position, I think, would be the best. No one likes him, no one hates him. He's just like, everyone's ambivalent to him. It's like, well, he's got the job at the moment. But you look at both our countries, I mean, our state is the best because we haven't had it for so long. New Zealand's done a brilliant job. Most of the other states have done pretty good. So you look at Australia and New Zealand, I wish other parts of the world would look at what we've done because it's a good formula, it works. And we take things seriously from the beginning. And it's worked out well. Yeah, and we got some, I should do it, down south in my state, we've got great trout fishing grounds. We really have. There's probably about 4 or 5 major rivers, well not major, rivers, and in fact that this time of year, they're actually on the move. But we wouldn't be anywhere else on the planet, would we? Hi. We wouldn't be dead for quids somewhere else. You could be dead if you were somewhere else. I'm going to go and check those front lights out.
They're working, I did check them.
Yeah, look all right?
Yes.
Cool. The wife put some solar lights on the front veranda today. all sparkly. Might go for a walk and have a look. Take them for a ride. Sriracha is nice, isn't it?
Let me get back in the room so I can watch you.
Right, we're going for a wander. Can see the wife's handiwork out the front. Oh, very sparkly. Go down the front and have a look at it. Look at that. Very flat. She did a good job. She put some around here too, I think. She'll be saying to me now, hold the camera steady. Looks good. These are all solar lights on the inside of the fence. As I move, I set them off. If I start moving again, they all start going off, which is good. So when you drive your car in, you got light. Yeah, but that looks pretty good. She did a good job.
Yeah, just thinking now that you actually went round the side, that spare string of lights, we could have just even gone a little bit, you know, the ones on the rail.
Yeah, it still looks all right.
We could, can we put them up or if we hang them down?
I don't know. Well, there's the other lights we got down the back, those little lights on the fence. They give off a lot of light. The cheap as, there's something like about $3 or $4 each.
I see the little row of lights down there with my blue people.
What is that? Is that?
You know these ones
Oh, that
here?
one there.
You know the ones on the rail there?
Yeah.
Just because I couldn't find the stand to stick it anywhere, I thought,
Looks all right.
I'm just going to sit it in there.
It's like a city.
It looks quite cute.
Yeah. There's some of the seedlings have been growing for my daughter. She'll be picking them up in the next couple of days. Get her started in her garden. Yeah, it's really good. Hi. When you get here with your mob, we got plenty of room. But those lights that you saw being set off as I walked around, they're only $15 each. And they've been on ever since we've had them. I've been waiting for, failures, but it hasn't failed yet. So pretty pleased with that. I might buy a couple more and just leave them in the shed, in the box. So in there, eventually one or two might go out. So I've got replacements. But it's free light provided by the sun. Yeah, they cost bugger all. I mean, I could set fixed lights off the house, powerhouse, but we got our electricity bill. We got solar panels, and we paid $19. So I'm not rushing to get a battery just yet, because we get an enormous amount of sun here. In the middle of winter, the darkest day is still around 11 hours of sunlight in winter. I think I produced about 800 kilowatt of energy this month, of which we use about 400, so that goes back to the power company and they give us a credit for that. Last bill it was over 1,100 kilowatt we pushed back. No, I mean, if you ever flew into Perth and looked down on the houses as you're landing, you get blinded because it's just reflections. There's solar everywhere. Per capita, we have more solar than anyone on the planet, but for a very good reason. We've got lots of sun. A lot of the bus, Transperth, have a lot of electric buses. They just dock in at night time, and the big storage system ahead just feeds the bus back again for the next day. You know, probably by the time I'm ready to fall off the perch, there'll be very few combustion cars around. That will end. But it's been we've got weird weather at the moment. It's no hotter than 22 during the day, but it's now 18 at night, so very little difference in temperature. I did a bit of gardening myself today and it was like, it's not hot or cold. Perfect. So the big morbid beast, closet gay, Arabian Night, living in a cargo van, has lost his channel due to the fact it was illegal all along. Yeah, they had a big burst of Arctic air come up on the east coast, my goodness. That snowed down to ground level just about. So we're having a lot cooler. I think this time last year we just caught up, man, yeah, and I was working on the house, sweating me box off in 100-degree temperatures, and now it's like 70. I'm not moaning, I'm not complaining. We've got plenty of summer to come. But it was incredibly hot last year. I think summer went for about 8 months. I had some more chicken schnitzel that I'd made yesterday, and we had chips, schnitzel and gravy again tonight. Yep, you don't get a lot of real heat, but you get hot days. I reckon the best month in New Zealand is probably around about November, I reckon, where the heat hasn't really set in yet, and that's what I would suggest. November, December would be probably the better months. For temperate weather, I'm talking about. I got a bargain. There was about 2.5 kilo of chicken breasts that were normally like $15. I got them for $6. And that's when I decide what we're having for dinner. I go, yeah, we're definitely having schnitzel. I've still got more in the freezer, which I'll make up into cubes and get the grandkids some chicken nuggets, homemade chicken nuggets. They love them. Yeah, I imagine it would be in November. If we came out, I know the missus won't like winter. She liked it as in the beauty of New Zealand, but she didn't like the cold. So that rules out June, July and August. So it'd probably be this time next year, September, October. because we were going to be in the US right now. But that didn't happen. We've got friends and family in the US. Chili con carne's good tucker. Yeah, I like chili con carne. Takes me about 4 hours to cook mine. I'll give it a slow roll, if you know what I mean. Usually a kilo of mince, onions, garlic, chili. And then I'll put in, I don't care what beans go in there. Normally it's red kidney beans, but I'll put black beans, doesn't matter. And then they go in near the end. But the mix itself is just slowly done over 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, I make it warmish because my wife doesn't like hot. So what I do is when mine hit the bowl, I add my chili sauce to it. And later this year, you'll see me make my chili sauce. I make chili sauce every summer. 2 ways of doing it: fermenting. Gives a sort of a finer quality sauce actually, but it's a liquid sauce like Tabasco. Whereas the other sauce, I'll mix in with some beautiful homegrown heirloom tomatoes. Probably make up half, and the other half is of mild to warm to hot chilies. I've got a whole variety of chilies going in this year. The really hot chilies I save and crush up with garlic at the end of the year and use for my pesticide. So the garden protects itself. Yeah, you can get the one I get that I use on a lot of my food. I've got hot sauce I use, but this one is called sriracha and tomato sauce. I forget who makes it. I think it's Heinz or something like that. And that's a blend where you still get that bite of the heat, but it's a bit milder. We all got different ways of cooking. Like my daughter-in-law, she's like, she's tiny. You might have seen Jess is just so tiny, but she eats like a horse. If she'll come round, she sort of look at me and say, "Oh, could whip me up something?" I go, "Yeah." I can knock up a 3 or 4 egg omelette with cheese and onion and other flavours in there, and she'll just devour it. She's one of those people that will always be skinny, but can eat a ton of food. Big footy match here tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. Eagles playing Collingwood. And Eagles are my team. We'll have up to about 60,000 people in the stadium. Look, I mean, kids still buy fast food. I'll be honest with you, if I ever have Hungry Jacks, like if we're out shopping and the kids say, "Oh, we just call into McDonald's," I go, "Oh, right." And I have a burger. It feels so heavy in my gut. It's like I shouldn't have eaten it. And I could come home and get some nice buns and some good meat and make burgers, and it'd be a lot better. But kids like, fast stuff. Oh, we've had crowds for over 3 months here. 4 months. Started off at 30,000. Yeah, look, we can. There's no restrictions in my state. There's zero. The only restriction is people coming into our state. We have a hard border. That's it. In the state itself, there is no virus, and people are all back at work, all back at school. Everything's normal, has been for months. Yeah, Victoria, Queensland and New South Wales, they're the bulk of the problem. Melbourne's actually not doing too bad. They're down from 700 a day down to like 10. So they locked everyone up. Everyone's still locked up now in Victoria. But now they're getting the numbers way down. It'll change shortly. But the other parts of the world are an absolute nightmare. I was reading stats on the US. They're going back up again. I think the increase has just been the last 3 weeks that up, up and up. And they insist on opening everything up. I don't know what stupid would be called, but that's stupid. Very early on, probably about 6 months ago, I did a video saying if the whole world just stayed home and did nothing for a month, we could get on top of this. And in reality, that would have worked. Oh, he's been a disaster. I know we did a poll in Australia about a month ago, and the question was, if you were American, which candidate would you vote for? It was something like 96% Biden. And one of the interviews with people later was, if Biden wasn't the candidate, who else would you vote? And one guy said, cold pie could be the next candidate. I'd still vote for him. So the sentiment in Australia is that the man is destroying the US, and we know it. Well, I'll give you the scenario here. Just before it started, I made a video saying, guys, don't take this literally, but when you go shopping over the next few weeks, shop for about a week and a half and have a bit of extra tucker in the cupboard, just in case. Now, if nothing happens, you'll just have extra tucker that you can go through. And quite a few of our friends on here did that. And then, of course, we had the great toilet paper scandal where no toilet paper, and everyone was going mad. Shelves were empty. No, I can't see him surviving. I think it'll be a wipeout myself. You always get people that will, Charles Manson had supporters, so you always get supporters. But I think the tide's definitely turned. I mean, this is a disaster. There is no real relationship with other countries anymore. He doesn't seem to ever fly out of America, even when there was no virus. It's like he just wants the title without the responsibility. That's how we see it in Australia. We just can't work out why he hasn't been arrested. No, I can't see him staying on, mate. There's no impetus. He's never acted like a president. He's never been for the people. It's all about himself. He's an egotistic megalomania, and recent information is that he's not very wealthy at all, or he's dodging tax. One of the two. I seriously think he'll end up in prison, mate. I think him and his cabal will be sharing D-block for dumb. Can you imagine the response? Here's one for you. Imagine if he does win again and he wants to come to New Zealand and Australia. I know what the reception in Australia would be like, and I'm pretty sure I know what the reception in New Zealand would be like. That's what I'm saying. Logic alone, for me, is like, why is he not arrested? It's like, none of it makes sense. And he said 3 wives and cheated on all of them. He's accosted women. There's been silent payoffs to other hookers, if you like. So he's no moral vigilante. And yet he holds up a Bible in front of a church he doesn't even go to. And even the minister of that church said, you shouldn't have done that. And it's like, he doesn't care. He does not care. He'll steamroll the country into the ground. What was a great country is just a mess. can't remember how many times he's been bankrupt. A lot, I know that. Trump University was the weirdest one of all. And apparently he owes a lot of money. I mean, he was asked once, about a month ago, what's your favourite parable or quote from the Bible? And he said, oh, I don't want to go into that. Because he's never read the damn thing. Because in the Bible, apparently, there's no mention of Trump. So why would he read it? No, he doesn't. There's no humanity. Let's say that people aren't of any faith, but the people are humanists. They understand humanity has to get along with each other. He does not care. His statement tonight that I listened to is terrifying when he stated and was asked to denounce the white supremacists and right wing in America. He said, oh, okay, I'll ask them to stand down, but stand by. Which means he's not asking them to stand down at all. He's asking them to be the ready, which is incitement. Of course, he couldn't go in the military because he had, what was it, bone spurs? 7 times. No, I can't go in the military because I've got bone spurs. Mind you, not many rich people's sons have ever gone to war. That's how it works. Well, his worst statement on that was, oh, well, yeah, 200,000 dead. It is what it is. No, it's not. He's never led the country. He's disrupted the country, confused the country, said things, not worn a mask, opening up too early. He has caused the death of tens of thousands of people, and he will, I believe truly, be held accountable in the future. But he won't be alone. There's plenty of sycophants around him that nod and say, yep, yep. And it will be guilt by association. As much as they try and scramble away after the election, like cockroaches back under the cardboard, they'll be found. Well, if you notice what he does, he never takes responsibility, but he's more than happy to take credit. It's never been about the people. Just the ego and narcissism within him. Can you imagine if New Zealander was the moderator tonight, or an Australian, and Trump kept interjection? This is what you hear from a New Zealander or an Australian moderator. Now listen, Trump, shut the fuck up. Maybe I'll put my hand up for the next one. I'm sure I'll do a good job. But I'm pretty sure the big one that'll get him in the end will be COVID for sure, along with tax fraud. And there'll be plenty of other things. But the most worrying time is between the election date, November 3rd, and January 20. He's still the president until that happens. What the hell is he going to do? I just hope they remove the codes. President, give me the codes. I want to blow up North Korea. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. President, we seem to have mislaid them. Yeah, there was no huge break. I read that too. Look at New Zealand. They boasted about, and now they've got a massive outbreak of 20 people. Right. Anything to defer questions from him. Look at New Zealand. They're all dying in New Zealand. There's only a couple of people left alive. No, Mr. President, that's not true. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure there would have been a few people buck up in the lockdown in New Zealand the second time, but they would have thought, nah, it's the right thing to do. It's what we do in Australia. Don't like it, but we do it. I don't feel our rights are being impeded. Maybe our life's being saved. Good afternoon, Bully. I hope you're doing well. Have you heard the news that your godlike figure, the optimum of the RV world, the king of the road, the king of freedom, and all that other shit has been deleted? Bully. Yeah. And so they should have, because he deserved to be booted. There's no saving him now. He won't. If he's back on YouTube again, he's in an awful mess. He's going to be in awful trouble. Because what happens when you keep trying to come back, you use different social security numbers, you use different names, and that's fraud. I suppose he'll try and wander over to that, well, I won't say the word strange, but a very different person in Joni somebody. I think you're going to be surprised, Bully. It wasn't just Rosie. And the information I have, it was a wall of people, believe me. But you can't even really come back just as a commentator on YouTube, because that option is now ended for him. Oh, you can say it's Rosie, but I know of dozens of people going through different avenues to achieve the same goal. Why would everyone be concerned in doing that? It's because he deserved it. G'day, Tony. All you got left now, Tony, is Baby Cat. I don't know if you've heard the news. Well, Bully, there's an old saying, when good people do nothing, that's a bad thing. So when good people do something, what's happened is that the morbidly obese, chunky person living in a cargo van, shitting in bags, second channel, well, I should say 8th channel, has been removed. Kaput. I'm pretty sure he's listening to a song about now. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Can you give me $5, $10, $15, $20 again? They've booted me off YouTube. I'm in my Walmart bag doing another big boo. All over. The time has come. See, I knew we had about, and Bully would back me up, we had about 8 channels, Bully, is that right, off memory? About 8. This is the 3rd channel to be terminated, by the way, Tony, not the 2nd, the 3rd. But he had all sorts of names. He had a weird name at the very beginning. Syrian God, Campervan, something or other crap. But 8 channels he had, and he forgot the password on 4 of them. And it's like, how hard's that to do? I mean, surely one of the passwords was shawarma. Another password would have been Walmart bag. They're not that hard to remember. Of course, if he does come back in any form or another, he'll be saying to everybody, how unfair YouTube have been. Send emails to Twitter and whatever, and get me back. I'm pretty sure about now. He'll have a golden arch on his head flipping burgers. Mind you, he might not. Because Tony, that might mean he has to work with minors. That might rule him out, I think. All right, hi, you have a great day tomorrow, mate. Looking forward to the video. Really am.
See you, hi.
Hi's going fishing tomorrow. Stay tuned for a video in the next day or two of the adventures of High Country. I've not been to that person's channel, the Joni person, but I imagine, Bully, that you're probably a moderator in there. You probably wheedled your way in to get moderation. I'd probably be right, wouldn't I?
Who's that? Who's Tony talking
There
about?
you go. See how intuitive I am? Tony's
What?
saying, I recall when he showed up on Daily Motion after YouTube and when he made a video of himself showing. Yep, I remember that.
Who was that?
The fat man in the van. He went to Daily Motion after his first channel went down.
Yeah, but he's got 3 other channels.
Yeah, but he forgets the password. And like I say, doesn't matter what he does now, the wheels are now firmly in motion that if he starts another channel, gone.
So that means the 3 that he's got should be taken down as well.
8 that he had.
No, but
3 he's lost.
he still has
I think he's got 1 valid that he can get into.
2 or 3.
Well, no, there are other people. Other people have the same name.
No, he actually has. Tony, you'll know more than me. He actually has, talking about Elmo.
Yeah, well, what I'm trying to say is, of the 8 he had, 4, he lost the memory of the password to get in. So he can't get in. No,
Okay, because I was right though. He had another 2 or 3, didn't he, Tony?
well, it's one of these. It's a good thing, in one way. When you talk about everything being taken away from him and no longer other people supporting him, it leaves only the one alternative. He has to start to support himself,
And he'll go on.
and it will be a nightmare for him. He'll lose his van for sure.
He'll go on what's the name's channel.
Yeah, but as soon as people find out what channel he's talking on, that'll be removed. It's over now. Like I say, if he comes on,
Yeah, but she's not going to take advice off people. And
no, you
realise
misunderstand. Nothing to do with her. But if he comes back on a brand new channel,
That.
let's
Oh,
say,
yeah, I know that.
that will be flagged straight away.
I'm talking about he'll go on Joni's channel.
What he'll do is go on there and beg.
Yeah, that's right. No, we'll give her the money and then he'll expect her to...
No. He'll be directly saying, send it to my PayPal.
And
Guarantee that's what he
he'll
would
be
do.
asking her to pass it on to him.
No, it won't be any passing on if he says, guys, if you like this content on Joni's channel, which I am the main entertainment, send your money to Elvis, PayPal, whatever it
That's
is.
what I'm saying though. He will bully her. He will tell
Yeah.
her, if you get money, it's because of me, so you need to give me
She
some.
won't get money. You're not listening to me. He'll use his PayPal donation,
Yes, I know.
not hers. He doesn't give a shit about her. Even Bully, even though he's a moderator there, Bully, do you think he cares about this person, this Joni? No. She's simply a little bit weak and he's just going to use her. That's all it is. But if he starts a channel, the wall of people that have got rid of him will continue to do the same thing. Well, that's probably unfair, Bully, that I never agree with. But in the end, maybe it's a good note for her, because it's not, I believe what people tell me, it's not her place. It's her mother's. And I don't know how that would work out, but if it kept going, I imagine she wouldn't be living there much longer.
So that's one thing I don't agree with. If that's true, fully, if that actually happened, calling the cops on anyone, unless they're actually deserve to have the cops called on them.
Criminal.
It's different if they, it's different if somebody deserves it.
But the big one is that video, Bully, with the young boy. Regardless of the age of the boy, it's predatory behaviour. I explained that to you. He will be facing consequences for that. He is unaware of those at the moment, but he will face consequences. Hello, Buttercup.
Hello.
He's been deleted again. Johnny Cash song, you can run on for a long time. Sooner or later, God's going to cut you down.
Oh, sorry, I wrote that wrong. It should be...
I mean, we can talk in hindsight now. I always thought that his words like, I'm the leader of the RV community. I've never seen him catch up with 2 or 3 RVers and spend the night with them around a campfire. Nothing to do with RV. And does he know anything about fixing vehicles in general? No. He's inept. I remember years ago, well, you might remember this one too. He was broke down somewhere in the Midwest, and he phoned his nephew, Nasser, and said, can you come and change my tyre? And Nasser said, I'm 120 miles away. He said, that's all right. And I think the words that Nasser said repeated, you couldn't repeat them. But he's so inept. It's always someone else's fault. Never takes responsibility. And I can tell you, those categories usually you end up in prison. That's how it works. I mean, he only has 3 qualities that he would say are qualities. One is masturbation, one is eating, and the other is sleeping during the day because he's too frightened to be awake at night time.
What do you say, qualities?
Well, he would call them, that would be on his CV.
Got those.
What are you good at? Well, I've got masturbation, eating, sleeping. What else do you need to know?
Well, he'll be spitting chips now, right now.
Well, it wouldn't just happen today. I've spoke to a few people. Normally when your channel's cancelled, it happened a couple of days ago.
Well, how could he still...
I don't know if he's done anything for the last couple of days, but normally it's like a day or 2 later. Well, I did warn people that one thing will happen when this does happen. It's very sad to say, but it'll probably become violent. It's everyone else's fault.
Yeah, he'll be angry as hell. Oh, well...
Yes, the Butterbean battleship went through the minefield of discontent and eventually was brought down, like the sinking of the Bismarck.
He just crossed the line too many times with the wrong people this time.
Yes, Bully, violent behaviour. Believe me. Not violent like you, with 17 AR-15s and 16 38. None of that. I'm talking physically with his hands. Because, Bully, have you ever seen him fire a weapon? Seriously?
Yeah, that's right. They do desperate things, and he's one of those that could do something desperate.
Well, by reports, going back to Illinois is not an option at the moment. And if he did so, anyone re-entering Illinois at this stage because of the increase in COVID-19, he would have to go into a facility for 2 weeks at his expense.
He's not going to do that.
No. That's one of the other big things, Bully. You're up that way, but you're not that high in the States, because I know where you live. And where he is, it gets better and starts happening about now.
Yeah, free bed and board, yeah.
Yep, that's true. Yep, he's buggered, as we say in Australia. No, he can't. But he hasn't got a vehicle that's roadworthy. He hasn't got... Look, we all know the story with his behaviour. He's probably got $1,000 or $2,000, maybe. He'll eat his way through that within a couple of months. So he'll be panicking about now. And it'll be a case of reality or stupidity. If reality kicks in and he gets a job, good. He won't like that, but it'll be good. But if he turns the other way, I think he'll end up in prison quite quickly. I got friends, I got family up that way in the US. We've got family in the US. And they certainly don't want to be around Wisconsin, Connecticut, anywhere up there at all. Even upstate New York, not good. Yep, prison. I know you're not much into reality, but the truth of the matter is he is on a lot of watch lists right now, or could even have pending charges. I don't know that, but on his actions and behaviour, yep, that could be coming. Well, I've always said the best thing for him to do is hit rock bottom. He could end up in an institution, maybe a good thing. Will they change his overall behaviours? That's not going to happen. But they might be able to change some of his antisocial behaviour based on, like, treating a dog, how to sit and roll. When they learn those techniques in our world of humans, at least they don't sit and roll, but they don't, bite people all the time. So he will never be fully functional. It's learned behaviour over many years. And it's truly, as we used to say in the UK, that somebody thinks the world owes them a living, and the world doesn't. There could be people stepping. Maybe Bully will pull out a few thousand, maybe $5,000 and give it to him. That wouldn't be a bad thing, Bully. You've got plenty of money. You could slide him $5,000 to maybe fix the vehicle up so we can get down south for winter. He'd thank you, of course. I can't think of anyone else who'd give him money. There'd be someone, maybe, but not big money. Bully's got big money. You could do that, Bully. Or maybe you could give him your channel. That's what happened in the past on one channel I know of.
Right.
One of his channels in the past wasn't his channel.
I don't know.
I don't think Norm will have him. I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
Poor old Norm.
I don't know, actually. Don't really go watch a lot, so don't even know what Norm's up to.
Well, he's a very lonely person. Unfortunately, that's led to him giving a lot of money away.
Another phone. Did you buy your watch the other day?
iPhone 12. Yeah, we've had iPhones for a long time. But we decided to get iPhone 8s because they're very robust. And that was from a lot of information from a lot of people. We could have bought an iPhone 11, but we decided to get an iPhone 8.
No, and the other main reason, we're not ready to give up the home button.
No,
Maybe next
I
time.
like the home button.
Yeah, but it will come a point where,
Well, the home button's not really a button either,
no.
but we're used to it.
And so you've got your watch.
this iPhone 7 I'm broadcasting on the iPhone 8, but the iPhone 7 I've got is a 256 gig. It's nearly $1,500 when I bought it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Very, very close. That was only about 3 years ago. But when we travel, we use the iPhone 7 for that country.
We've actually had your 7 longer than that. We've been here 2
No,
years.
it's 2017 I got it. I know it was. Yeah, that's the point. We went down to the iPhone store probably, how long we had these? 5 months?
Beginning of the year.
Or maybe 6
It
months
was
ago.
after Christmas, yeah. It was
And we looked at all the new ones and we thought, yeah, they're good. But after consultation with people, even the salesman said I'd get an iPhone 8 instead of an iPhone 11. And there was very little difference in price, to be honest. And I believe in the future that home button will be coming back on their phones.
People who've got the 11 actually said once you get used to it, it's okay.
Do you get any? I mean, we get no trade-in value on iPhones here at all, Bully. Zero. I think they said, oh, we'll give you, was it $100 or something stupid?
Yeah.
Do you get any trade-in value for your old iPhones in the US? Because we don't.
Supposed to be 80% chance of rain tomorrow.
That's what I told Frank. No, we don't get that here. It's $100 here. They're merciless in Australia. They charge you a fortune for the phone, and when you want to trade in, they give you next to nothing. The guy said to me, "Oh, we'll give you $100 for your phone." I said, "No, you're not getting it. I'll keep it." "Oh, we'll take it." I said, "No, you're not having it."
Well, that seems to be an awful lot that they give you for the old phones, Bully.
Yeah. It's like the good thing with the iPhone 8 deal for both of us is that if I lose my phone or it gets stolen, for $500 I get a new one. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, have a good day.
See ya.
She won't be on much longer either. So, Bully, if the buffet does come back on that channel that you're on, I might pop in and advise the person maybe it's not a good idea.
Oh, Bully, YouTube did not stab him in the back. They're a business. They're not going to put up with riffraff.
Listen carefully to this, Bully. Here's what not is good for business. And YouTube didn't do anything. They just followed the instructions of the complaints that went in. I mean, you got a fairly big place. You got that big games room. Maybe you
Yeah.
could throw a mattress on the floor.
All you got to do
They
is
can come live with you while you're at work.
All you got to do is have a cupboard full of Walmart bags
Mm.
and make sure your garbage bin's out the front.
I think that's what a friend would do is say, yeah, I've got masses around. I've got this big pool room and you can throw a mattress on the floor. Yeah, I'll be at work all day, but I'm sure you won't do any damage or anything like that or shit on the floor. That could be an idea. Either give him $5,000 or let him live with you, Bully. Come on. You're not far away from him. I think he might have to do 2 weeks quarantine with you.
These ones don't seem to be bright anymore, do they?
No, but that's okay. It's just what it is. Maybe you can move them down the back.
Yeah, I was thinking that. And I can move the other string.
If you want to, what we need to do is put the solar panel on top of the fence for these. Is it long enough to do that? I can't remember.
I'll have
That
to
way
have
they'll
a
get
look.
full sun.
Yeah, have a look. This looks quite cute down in the rocks.
Hmm.
Doesn't it?
Like those background lights.
Yeah. Now I might move them tomorrow and see. Maybe it's just because it's not getting enough sun in the corner here.
See how the panel is? Maybe it's tilted down.
Oh, it could be. The birds land on it actually.
Well, there you go. That's what might have happened.
But it still would be cute to move them down there.
Was it down a bit? It's just got to be facing that way, up in the sky.
Yeah, I can't move it anymore.
But it had moved down.
A little bit, but
Oh, see what happens. But we had a pretty cloudy day today. So these ones will fade in another hour or two, I imagine.
yeah, it looks quite cute down there.
Yeah, good night, Tony. We're going to shoot off too.
See you, Tony.
You have a good one, mate. That's the boss. I bet Google Soccer's turn up. Nah.
Oh, just
You'll be right, Bully.
You're just having a laugh.
You're not involved with Google, you're involved with Apple.
Bully, you're just having a laugh now saying stuff like that. That's
The end has come, my final curtain. Until tomorrow night or the next night or whenever we get back. Might have a barbie tomorrow night, actually. Anyway, all of you have a good day or a night if you're going to bed. And see you next time.